for you as a writer, what is the main source of inspiration that inspires all your comedic side? Because I see amazing humor on your Instagram page.
Oh boy. Well, I think if I'm being very honest, a lot of what drives my comedy is vanity. It's like I want people to think that I'm funny. Like I'm not one of those people who's like, "Oh, I don't care." It's like I very much want people to say like that guy's funny, this Instagram's funny, that Twitter is funny, that Family Guy episode is funny, and I think that Alec is funny, or his Twitter's funny, or Alec had a lot to do with that episode. That's a dream for a comedy writer. You want people to know that you're funny. So it's like that's pride and vanity, which I think are often dirty words. But I feel like honestly, that's what drives a lot of comedy writers is like you want to show the world or as many people as you can that you are funny.
That's right. And I mean, in high school, that's the most important thing. And no, I really hate this because I've always this side. But the thing is, I quickly move from self deprecating humor to making fun of the classmates and stuff. And they do not have a thick skin, so it doesn't go well with them. Still, how can one write such humor which is not too childish, like I was mentioning before, and at the same time, not too offensive at all? Because most of what I've seen in Family Guy doesn't go beyond the line.
Right. Well, it is a fine line, and I think that you want being offensive is okay, and I think you can even be offensive to your classmates. You just have to make sure that it's funny enough. If you're going to be offensive to your family, your classmates, your teachers, whoever, it just has to be funny enough. That's all it is. And I think that the more you work on stuff like that, the more you do it, the more you understand, okay, this is funny enough. That's not funny enough. And it just means you just have to be honest with yourself as you go. And if you honestly can't tell, then you run it by someone. Sometimes for me, if I can't tell if something is too offensive or not, I'll just say, okay, I'm not going to do it. Because
Mm.
if your internal self is telling you like, I don't know about this one, then maybe that's enough to say, let's move on to the next.
Yeah, it's all about the self instinct. And
Yeah.
another thing, which I had in mind was that the thing which I believe, makes this kind of offensive comedy work is because it's animation after all. I even heard Bill Burr talking on a talk show that in animation you can just show anything, like a person getting his head chopped, and they won't say anything. But the moment you turn it into a reel with all the people involved, you're gonna just the whole American Constitution would be like a joke for you.
Yes. Yeah, that's so true. We get away with so much because it's a cartoon, it's animated. And I think people, whether they admit it or not, I think people still always look at animation as though it's something for children. Which, of course, in a way it is. It's very engaging for children because they understand animation from a young age. It's colorful, it's wacky, it's silly. You can bend the rules of life. But I think when the animation is more for adults, with something like The Simpsons or Bill Burr's show F is for Family, which I think is very funny. Like then it's like it's this great thing because people don't know how they don't get as offended because it's animation and they think, oh, it's just a cartoon, even though they just did some incredibly messed up shit. They're just like, okay, it's a cartoon, so I'm not that offended.
Or even a topic for future Instagram posts, because you are indeed getting used to those free light bulbs.
Yeah. That's good. Yes, it's tough to get used to those light bulbs. They're very bright. But yeah, I think that as far as this season on Family Guy, there are just so many great episodes coming up. I'm trying to think of anything in particular. We introduce a new mayor